Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Brick and Issa Broadcast Network. I'm Naomi, your host, based in Seattle, and happy Mother's Day. I know that my mom had received a card from me, and I'll be calling her right after the show. And I hope everybody is enjoying a nice weekend with their parents, and happy Mother's Day. So today, I have a very special guest with me because, as some of you know, I struggle with my photography. I have I've talked with Yano about this. Many of you know Yano River Blue, who's been on this show before, does an amazing job with backdrops, lighting, and all of these other things. And I was thinking, wow, who could I invite who would be able to talk about photography in a really cool way? And hello, Glenn Copeland. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining the stream. So I have invited a special guest from the Netherlands who is here, somebody who you've seen in the chat. In fact, it's interesting because he put his name as Hoodedone here, and he's also known as Dutch Hoodedone on Instagram. So please help me welcome Dutch Hoodedone.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the stream, also known as Hans, and I'm going to try this really hard. Billings.
Well, close.
Close. I tried so hard. Oh, well. My last name's Takeuchi, so I really try hard because a lot of people have a hard time pronouncing my last name. But anyway, welcome to the stream. Welcome from the Netherlands. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Nice
to be here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And one of the things about Hans is that for those of you who have been on my streams before, you've always see him in the chat as either Hoodedone if he's on YouTube or Dutch Hoodedone on Instagram. And nobody has seen your face until now.
First time.
First time. Hello, Vicarious Brickstress. Aloha.
Hello, Brickstress.
Your first debut on YouTube, from what I understand. So welcome. And so please tell us a little bit about how you got into Lego. What brought you to this space as an adult fan of Lego?
Well, like everybody else, as a kid, I played with Lego, and then I had a very long dark ages till, well, about 1999. You recently talked about it. Star Wars was coming.
Yes. Yes, in fact, we had a special Star Wars episode, and you saw me dressed as a Jawa. I found, I'm not sure if people can see this on the front camera, but I found this Jawa pin.
Nice.
And I found this at a comic book store yesterday, so I had to get it. So don't be surprised if you see more Jawa stuff. And I was thinking, I don't think they've made a brick-built Jawa yet.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. If they make a brick-built Jawa, I think I'm going to have to get it. And ahoy, ahoy, Brick Jedi. Welcome to the stream.
Hello,
and
Brick
we're
Jedi.
Talking to Hoodedone, who's also a member of Tricky Lug. And Tricky Bricks follows Tricky Bricks. And that's how you and I first got to know each other, too, is through the Tricky Bricks stream. And you had, and we'll be going through a slideshow in a little bit, but he had been posting these really interesting builds with some really cool photography techniques. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But since you mentioned Star Wars, so you said in 1999, you kind of came out of your dark ages and started building more.
A little bit. I saw Star Wars and I thought, wow, that's cool. So bought 1-2 sets, just nothing more. Didn't do anything with it. And then some years later, Lego shop opened really close, about 200 meters from where I live. So,
so you said, I gotta go.
When summer vacation, there was really bad weather, and so I thought, well, I go to the Lego shop and see what they have, and
that's when you
then I bought the mini creator set, and that was the beginning of the end. That.
Then it all just continued, right?
And it exploded a little bit later. So
And hello, Alexander23Z. And yes, holy cow, no hood.
Oh, no,
So
no
we
hood.
get to see revealed for the first time on YouTube, Hooded One without the hood.
Yes.
So yeah, and we really appreciate you coming in. And I even told Hooded One, I said, if you're, don't want to show your face, in fact, the very first test we did, he had a pixelated view of his face. And I said, okay, if you want to do that, that's fine. You could be like, protecting you with a cloak or something if you wanted to. But yeah, so we do have Hooded One, Hans Spielings. I'm going to keep trying.
Just Hans.
Hans. Okay, so Hans is here from the Netherlands. And I think if you mentioned you went to the Lego store that just opened, you sent to Tricky Bricks an Amsterdam windmill that was a special giveaway when they opened that store, right? Was
just before COVID hit. There was the first official Lego store opened in Amsterdam. So
wow, that's cool.
So that's where that came from. So
and Glenn says Mysterio. So see, everybody wants to know what you look like. And I had even mentioned in a previous stream how you sent me a photo of yourself with your family as a child when you're like, I don't know, 8 years old or so.
Something like that.
You want to be mysterious. So that's why I kept saying, I wonder if he'll actually show himself. So here you are. All right. So you're a Star Wars fan. And are there any other themes that you also enjoy? Because I noticed you've posted some older Lego pieces, like Fabuland, for example.
70s Lego is really what I really like, but it's also hard to come by.
Right.
And from the current releases, let's see. So some of the ideas set I think are very cool, but I hope that the coming idea set will be great. And Street Racers is absolute fantastic. That's so. Those are the two main that I think from.
Right. And if people can see above his shoulder, you'll see that there's a stormtrooper. So you have like all of these Star Wars, busts with Darth Vader, etc. Right?
I don't have the new ones, so still.
Pretty soon you will.
Well, I don't think. Maybe the look, but I'm not sure. It looks weird.
Okay.
But there's a good. Somebody on Rebrickable made an updated version that looks really good. That solves the problem that mask has, or that helmet.
Right. So. Right. And I, as you saw from our May 4th episode, my knowledge of Star Wars is very, very slim. So we're like, please, somebody join the chat because my guest got delayed. And both Remy and I don't really know Star Wars that well. So for anybody who wants a good laugh, watch the May 4th episode.
Yeah, it was funny to see.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody got a good laugh out of that. So before we continue, as far as you've been a member of Tricky Lug for a couple of years, really kind of from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And please thank everybody. Let's give you a little round of applause because Hooded One here, Hans, is the one who came up with those hashtag Tricky Lug bricks, those coral bricks. And that was very generous of you. Thank you so much for doing that. It was really kind. Yep, there we go. Let me give you full screen. All right, go ahead and hold that up again. There we go. So the original hashtag Tricky Lug coral brick.
Coral brick
from you. And that was really kind of you to do that, to send those over to Richard and Flynn. And then Glenn has a comment here. Not only did the Amsterdam store have a windmill, there was a brickhead with a heart. Oh, I heart AMS on the torso. Really? Yes. Oh, okay. Did you snag
That
one of those, or are you not a
no, no.
brickhead
That
fan?
I went on the openings day,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the windmill, and that was
Right.
also Black Friday, I believe. The release
Oh,
of the
in November.
the
Oh,
the UCS Batmobile, the large one,
oh, yeah.
and the Brickheads was available a few days later.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and Amsterdam is, well, 2.5, 3 hours travel for me. So that
Yeah, you
was
don't want to have to travel that just to get a brickhead.
no,
And Glenn wanted to say, I have one of those Coral 1x6 bricks, so thank you. And it seems like I think that those, I think you printed what, 180 of those? You printed a lot.
I I don't remember the amount I made.
Yeah, they have been
I
all
had
over
made.
the world.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun to see. It's
Yeah,
always nice to see pictures from conventions or people who use them in
right.
MOCs, or so
Yeah,
it's always nice.
yeah. Well, that was very kind of you to do that and generous. And we know that you also are you a professional photographer? Because
No,
you have
no, no, no.
mentioned,
It's just
mhm.
just a hobby for me. So
But you mentioned you're planning a big trip to Japan, right? With a
yes,
photography group?
yes,
Hmm.
it has been moved to next year
Because of the pandemic.
because of the pandemic. So
Yeah.
still have to wait for that trip, but luckily I can go to Denmark in September. So that's
Hmm. Well, hopefully you'll have a nice time with that. Yeah, I
I
know
hope
I've been
so.
to Japan several times, and there's amazing places for you to take photography.
Oh yeah, that's you can take pictures everywhere. That's,
Yeah, as long as you have the equipment, that's true.
no, no, no. You don't need fancy equipment. That's a
Well,
strange
that's
thing.
true.
That's what a lot of people think. You need expensive cameras to make perfect pictures, but that's not true. That's
Because you can
so,
use your iPhone or a cell phone and take
yeah,
some really amazing shots.
it's still the photographer who does the work. So
Right, and the framing and such,
um,
which is probably a
uh,
good segue into our little slideshow. So what I've done, for those of you who don't know, Hooded One has a Instagram account. So Dutch Hooded One on Instagram. So if you're not following him already, this is where all of these photos came from his Instagram account. And what I've done is I've just took a sampling because there were some techniques that he did that I thought were really cool that people, and something really simple, just like focusing on an object in the background instead of the foreground, or lighting something in a new way. And Glenn says the best camera ever,
yeah,
the one you have with you.
absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to
If you
go
have an
ahead.
expensive camera but you don't take it with you, then what's
Well,
the use?
that's true. Also, it's the framing of the shot. I've often talked
Well,
about that too, about that. Like I was talking right before the stream that you see how I'm not centered with my on the air. So
mhm.
I was thinking, oh, I need to frame myself up properly. Or you might put a plant somewhere so it just soften the background a little bit. And oh, hello, Zach Martinez. Welcome to the stream. Popping in to say a quick hello. I hope you're not
Oh, Zach.
driving. Yes. So go back and drive safely if you are. And so I wanted to share a couple of slides of yours and talk through some of these techniques because I think they'll be really helpful for
Okay.
people. So let's go ahead and share this. Okay, people can see that, right? I'm gonna go full screen, and hopefully one of the things I noticed in this system is it's hard for me to switch between the chat. Let me
Hmm.
let me see if I do it this way. Yeah, see if I do it this way, I can switch between the chat. So chat, tell me if you prefer that I'm reading the chat. Composition makes the photo. Hi, Brickaroo Bonsai. Yeah, I think maybe I'll do it this way. If you need the bigger, I can make it bigger. That way I can read the chat too. Okay, so let's go back. This is your very first submission to Tricky Lug,
For
to the
trigger, yeah.
Tricky Bricks. And this goes back to what we were talking about. You love those older 70s Lego here.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Those are the figures I grew up with. So
right. And then also since we're talking about photography, in this case, I think if I remember right, is this your computer screen?
That's my monitor, yeah.
Yeah, it's your monitor, right? So
yeah.
you put up a cloud background on your monitor and then took the photo in front of your monitor, which I thought was very clever. So that's, one technique that I remember when you posted this and talked about it. Oh, that's awesome. That's such a simple thing to do. And
when I look at the image, I don't think I even used extra lighting for the.
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
It looks like just my room lighting
up here. So is that from your room? Just that little bit? So there's your first tip, folks, is just use your monitor. Oops, what's going on here? Uh-oh.
Oops.
That's weird. Can you see it? Uh-oh. Okay.
I can see it.
Hold up. You can see it?
I have to.
I saw a black screen when I was going back and forth. Oh, no. Okay, let me stop sharing and start again. Let me see. Because I don't want a black screen. We don't want a black screen with this. I think it goes back to this program, StreamYard. If I share in full screen mode, I can't see the chat. So what I was doing is switching between StreamYard and PowerPoint. So I think what we'll do is we'll let you monitor the chat and answer questions.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's go back and share this screen again because we want to see more of what Hoodedone doing. Okay, so since you're going to monitor the chat, I'm going to go full screen and then we'll go to the next slide here. So here is an interesting technique because on the left you have just the light on the glow in the dark fish, and then you on the one on the right. So on the left you focus on the fish, and then on the right you bring in the character with the surprise face, and then you also blur out the fish and the concentration is on the character.
Yeah.
And when we talked before the stream, you mentioned it's not rack focus because that's the term I'm used to in videography for films. So what term would you use for this?
It's just normal focus. It's you don't do anything special. The only thing special with this one is you focus with the light on.
Right.
So
okay.
You focus on the face of the character.
Mm-hmm.
Then you turn the lights out because it's glow in the dark.
Right.
So then you wait a couple of seconds to see the glow in the dark effect, and then you take the picture.
And you'll notice too that there's a little glow on the face of the character that's just reflecting off of the fish. You didn't have to do anything special.
Nothing special.
Yeah. But it goes back to the framing of the shot and the storytelling that you're putting behind it, which I think is really cool. Okay, so here's another one. These are actually 3 separate shots in Instagram, but when I laid them out together side by side, the face of the dinosaur comes to life with the 2 shots next to it.
Looks nice that way.
Yeah. Oh, well, let me ask you, you were saying that Instagram lets you cut things up, right? Is that right?
No, I did it myself because those are 2 images in 2 different sizes, and you can post a different size image on Instagram, but then you want to, if you do an other size image, then it's no go.
Right.
So I made them all the same size, and made the one image 2 images, and that worked. So.
And if you're wondering what these carrots are, it's at within Instagram, you can go forward and backward on your drawings. And the problem is when I'm doing a screenshot, unless I import it into Photoshop and fix it, that's there. So just so people know. But going back to photography techniques, here you have, once again, the character in front, which is the main focus, and you kind of figure out what's in the back. It's like he's running away from something.
Yeah.
And then you focus in on the dinosaur, which is just wonderful. And I don't think I've seen a white dinosaur before. This is your brick-built dinosaur, right?
This a brick-built dinosaur, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, this is cool.
A flying T-Rex, so that,
A flying T-Rex?
to make it creepier.
Oh, explain. So
explain. I saw on Rebrickable this great toy T-Rex instruction, and well, I always wanted to build it, and this was the perfect challenge to make it a flying T-Rex just by adding some wings. So I had to change some things, but
so I don't think I saw the full T-Rex in these photos.
I believe there wasn't. I don't believe it's on. I don't remember if it was on the Instagram, the full shot.
All right, we'll have to get that, because I don't think I've ever seen a flying T-Rex. Now this one, one of the things Hoodedone would do a lot is he would do a preview shot before the Tricky Bricks review show. So on the left, you can see this kind of blur on the background, right? Like, what is this shadow?
Yeah.
And then
you're looking at the same image.
It's exactly, that's what was really cool, is that you would just do a close-up of the same image as a teaser. And that's a very easy thing to do.
Yeah.
And then on the right, you'll see that there's the image on the left here. And then you have Super Snowflake Baby.
Super Snowflake,
yeah. Looking out.
Where did she go?
Right. Which I think, which was hilarious, is that you have this this detail. So I just wanted to check with the chat. Do you see any comments in the chat?
No,
I can't see the chat at all. Not in this view. No chat?
Quiet. They're quiet.
They're quiet? Okay. They're just soaking it all in.
I think.
Okay, so here's a similar thing that you did, where you had the close-up image before you posted the full-size image. But something you did different here is you have a black background on the left, which really emphasizes the white of the piece.
Yeah.
But you chose not to use black on the right side.
Well, it's a rather big circle. I believe it's about 50 centimeters across. So.
Oh wow! Okay.
And I believe the left image is just part of it, and the right image was the full circle of the minute.
Right.
At least most of it completed.
Well, and that's why it was interesting that for when you posted this, when you see the left image, which is really stark behind the black, but then the white gives you a sense of it almost like incorporating within the back space because of the white backdrop.
Oh.
Yeah. So it goes back to stylistic choice when people decide to do these. Okay, now this is one of my favorites of yours. This is the camera Obscura that you did.
Yes.
And the camera Obscura, you see, has the left, you did the close-up again, which is the close-up of this image on the right here.
Yes.
And this is the best part, the behind-the-scenes part. Now, this is something that I think we all could benefit from, and it's a little hard to see from this photo, but you have a 1x2 brick.
It's a Technic brick.
Technic brick, right? Right here.
Yeah.
And so you're shining the light directly into it, which gives you that full circle effect. Yeah. And I see the tip of your pen for
Yeah,
your
for my
Apple iPad. So when you're making notes and things, yeah. This to
that,
me was
uh,
one of the things that inspired me to do some lighting on one of my builds for Super Brainy Baby. And
mhm.
for those of you who remember, I had Technic bricks on the back of a laboratory, and then I shined a light from behind it, kind of going through the Technic
Same
bricks.
effect. That's
I'm sorry, what was that?
the same effect.
Yeah,
So
yeah, same kind of effect, but yours was more targeted, whereas mine was
no,
more kind of a background. Yeah,
and
and
that's how I do most of my images, just on my desk or on a bed. Any flat surface will
mhm,
do. It's you don't need a large setup for taking pictures.
right. So you're talking about this one here. That's just right on
It's
your desk, and that
that's
looks like what, an 8 by 8? It's as far as the
that's
black.
yeah,
Hmm.
I believe that was the challenge to make a 8 by 8
Sig fig, sig fig
six.
box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one, I didn't even know about these chairs that you had recreated in Lego. And before we go to the next slide, which talks about the construction of it, that I wanted to ask you on the left if you used a light box for that, because the backdrop is just so uniform, or
Uh, no, it's well, sort of silverish kind of paper. So
mm,
it reflects some light. So
mm-hmm,
that's always nice to have, and it just uh, takes some lighting. I have always a loose a lamp, a torch,
mm-hmm,
or something that I can move around easily.
right.
So,
And the shadows really add to this because of the way the chairs are built, which I thought was super cool. And then here's the construction. And what you did is you just recreated all these pieces to construct it.
to so
Right.
far, Lego allows it. It's accurate. So
Right. And you also labeled them like H over here is
uh,
H over here. And you did do some modifications here where you have this little
uh,
bracket, I think.
you need them, otherwise it's not possible. Or you
Right.
need to make a larger version of it,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah, no, it
I
looks
might
good.
do someday. But
And all right, so going back to lighting. Now this one, I just, first of all, I love this circular nature of this build with all these trans pieces.
yeah,
And it's kind of like brick bending when you look at it.
it, that's the idea. That
Yeah, yeah.
so
And did you also use a light, kind of a backlight like you did with that Sig Fig box for this one?
it's just a single light behind it. But,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's transparent, you get that crazy
Reflections,
reflection in it, and the nice colored shadow in front of it. So
right. And the crinkly background,
the
is that
crinkling bag is packing material from a
mhm,
package I got a day earlier. So
mhm. Yeah, but see,
that,
it goes
that,
back to all the staging behind it. I think the only thing I would probably change is I think we see your keyboard in the back.
that's possible.
Is that your keyboard back here?
That might be possible. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then I was wondering if there is a mirror or something underneath here.
I don't think so. No, it's just my table. So
This
it's
is your table, so it's like a glass table? Is because it looks like a
uh,
reflection.
it's just the paper that's where it's
Oh,
resting
oh,
on.
because of the reflection from the
Yeah,
light. It's
it's the
right on the
reflection.
paper.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow. See, this goes back to framing and photography and how you can, really put these together. And then this is the close-up shot on the right of these. And what
Yeah.
are these exactly? What?
I can show you.
Okay. Here, let me stop sharing because this will also let me watch the chat. I feel so blind without being able to see the chat. It's like, okay, let me.
It's a trans orange curved window.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so vicarious bricksters. What are those pieces? Yes, exactly. So you just stack them together.
Yes, you just start stacking and then you finish with a circle.
Wow. Yeah, and then, oh, hey, Joel, have studs with travel. One of my favorite Hoodedone builds and image. This whole stacking technique that you did with that. And yes, vicarious bricksters, definitely. What are those pieces? It's a waterfall piece, right? Or is it?
I don't know. I don't know where it comes from.
It looks like a waterfall piece because I've seen those in blue.
Yeah, they use it in different colors for the waterfall. That's right. But,
Okay. Can you hold it up one more time? As far as
there.
Yeah, it's a curved. I think it's called a curved panel.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, and Glenn put the piece up. Thank you, Glenn. You're an awesome mod. Thank you so much. And Vicarious Brickster says the crocodile waterfall from a video set. Or the chocolate waterfall. Yeah, actually, yeah, except in trans orange. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, the local store was dumping those elements, so I bought a whole bunch of them. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then I think I missed this from earlier. The feather dropping out really makes it. That was your very first build, the Icarus build. Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you, everybody. And we have more. The panel 3x4 by 6 curved top.
That's
okay. Wow. Well, that I think, and going back to what Joel was saying, is that was also one of my favorite builds of yours. And Alexander 23 says it was also the waterfall from Monkey Kid Fruit Mountain as well. See, I'm not that familiar with the Monkey Kid sets, but it sounds, and I know if anybody does, Alexander knows every part because he does quite the collection. Okay, so let's go back and share my screen again. Is this working okay? Being able to kind of, maybe what I'll do is I'll go through a few slides and I'll pop out so I can read the chat and then come back in.
It's working for me, so.
Well, okay.
I don't know how the chat is thinking about it.
Well, I'm really, like I said, just some of the work that you've done has just been phenomenal. And so everybody now knows it's those panel pieces that you just kind of stack together in a circle like that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go full screen. And this, when we were talking, you said that this was actually kind of difficult to do, putting this together.
To build, it's difficult. You need to be precise. It's not my idea. It's from Brick Bending. Jeff Sanders is that, I believe. He made one, but he showed the other side. So the outside as a twisting pyramid. And he made a very large one. So, and this was a bit smaller. So.
And on the right, you just took this image, and did you use PowerPoint to lay them out into this 9 square grid, or?
I think I had an app on my iPad for Instagram. To those.
That's right. Instagram can also take images and put them into a grid for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then the next
slide.
So
I made 2 images. This.
Right, just the one on the left and
the one on the left and the one on
the. And then this one.
And that one.
And this one is so adorable because it's got that pop out of what 4x4 square in the middle so that you can see the character.
No, Joe, well, I didn't make 9.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you didn't? No, you didn't make 9, did you?
Oh,
You
no,
just
no,
made
no, no.
you just made the one and then you pop this out and put the character behind it, right? Yeah.
It's very parts intensive to make. So
Well, I'm curious because, looking at this is the underside of plates,
that's the
right?
underside.
This is the underside of plates, and some of them are like 1x2 plates, 1x4 or 1x6 plates,
Yeah.
and then so really, if you want to recreate this, you need to look at the brick bending site and look at the pyramid, right? The spirally pyramid. Okay. So we're almost at the end. And
Okay.
so let me pop out and let me check the chat first, and let's see how we're doing, because yeah, so I have stuff. Did you make 9 of those?
No.
Yeah, and the underside is beautiful, right? And thank you, Glenn, for the brickbending.com website. And great job as always, Brickanista. Okay, thank you. I try. I mean, I'm kind of doing this on the fly too. Oh, Lena Inverse is here. Hi,
Hi, Lena.
Naomi, just stopping by in between rounds in a tournament. Oh, well, thank you. And you've seen Hoodedone. This is his first appearance on YouTube, and he's no longer hooded anymore.
Oh.
Okay, so we only have a few more slides, and then we're going to wrap this up. But let's go back and share. And
should I change my name in 1 now?
Change your name?
Yeah, change my name in 1 in plot.
Oh, because you're not hooded anymore? Just 1?
Yeah.
Dutch 1. Okay, so here we go. So I wanted to mention this, is that, so Hoodedone has been participating in the hashtag Weekend Brick Limit along with many other people. And this particular one is for May the 4th be with you. And one thing I love about these weekend brick limit challenges is that you get to learn more about different parts that people have in their collection that you might not have. And I was keyed in on this one on the right. And I said, where did you get that from?
It's a Wonder Woman set, that Wonder Woman versus Cheetah set. That
Where
has
it
this,
had all those gold pieces in there.
Yeah. There's this large radio antenna in it that had all those pieces in it. So
right. And you like trans orange. I was going to say you've been a fan of trans orange after looking at your site.
What gives it away?
Yeah, and then you have this bar with the little hook here to keep everything in place. And then this looks like a 2x2.
It's
with axle.
No. It's well, it's from the Ice Festival set.
Oh.
If you, it's this piece.
Oh.
The sweet potato car.
Sweet potato car. Wow. So I didn't know this, that Joel says orange is the Danish color, though. Their national team is orange.
Dutch color.
He put Danish. I think he meant Dutch. Okay, I didn't know that. So you get 20 or so from the Wonder Woman set of that. Okay, great. Okay, so Lena went to round 4, so they'll be coming back later. Dutch person liking orange? How odd.
Yeah.
The House of Orange is Netherlands, right?
Yes.
It's like, oh, Dutch, sorry, I meant Dutch. It's okay,
No problem.
I think, We always talk about the Danish because of Lego all the time, right?
Yes.
Have you been to the Lego house?
Not yet. Coming September, I hope that
you will in September.
in September. Yeah.
Oh well, then you'll be able to meet Tricky Bricks when they're
Yes,
there.
that's the plan.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, that'd be great.
So
Yeah, so Dutch Hooded One has been partaking in a lot of challenges within Tricky Bricks, and then also you've been taking part of the Brickanisa Broadcast Network challenges too. And I forgot to mention, I'll go back to sharing again, is that I was mentioning that your backdrop here. Oops, I'm sharing the wrong thing. Oops, sorry. Let me stop sharing. I'm sharing just the photo. I need to share the PowerPoint slide. Hold up. I will get this someday. It will all come together. Oh my goodness, what happened? It's like my PowerPoint went away. All right, stand by, folks. Okay. All right, presentation. What was happening is that I had a photo in the backdrop with my snip and stitch program, which is how I'm able to take screenshots. Okay, so we're back to this. So tell me more about this background. Is this a poster or what are you doing?
It's my iPad.
What? That's your iPad?
That's an image on my iPad.
So you use a phone, like your iPhone, to take a photo of you taking. So you just lay this on top of your iPad?
No, I keep it just in front of the iPad. You have these.
Okay, I've got to stop sharing so I can see what you're doing.
You have these transparent bars.
Oh, yes. Okay. So you put the transparent bars.
Yeah.
And you put the figure on there, and then you put it in front of your iPad. And then do you just use some sort of editing software to take out the transparent thing?
Yeah. It's just an app for retouche.
Okay, so you're masking out.
So you're masking out. That's just 10 seconds work. So that's.
See, like I said, this is why we need to learn these techniques. Okay. All right. Well, now that we know the history of that, that's awesome. And the other thing that Hooded One has been really good about is that he's a big fan of Cindy the Cynical Crab. He's always encouraging me to put, he goes, you got to put a mug in Cindy's hand when you're going to be, putting her in a MOC. So the last thing I wanted to share that was in the PowerPoint slide, once I can get back to sharing.
You started with a crab in one of your builds, I believe.
For this month, I did.
No. For one of the Tricky Bricks builds, I believe.
Oh, probably. I probably did. So anyway, this one is kind of, this was very sweet because I think after I did, I think it was the Cornado one where Cornado had sent a lot of, it was the story of Cindy and the Cynical Crab. It was a whole story of Stephanie holding up the Santa's sleigh and getting chased in a Bronco and all of that. It was story time with Cindy the Cynical Crab. And then you posted this as crabs having drinks with friends. So this made me laugh so hard. I thought it was hilarious. So thank you for doing that. That was very sweet. So anyway, well, it says, how can you not have animals and creatures and MOCs? Of course, you got to have animals there all the time.
I love animals and creatures. Yeah.
There's 10 seconds for you. It takes me 30 to 45 minutes to take a picture.
Well, sometimes it takes a lot of time to take a picture, but
Well, and I think you're being really humble because once again, the time that you take to frame a shot to make sure the lighting is right. We saw several examples of how you used lighting in a very creative way and also just the focus that you can do on a camera. And I think it's called selective focus when you are using your phone. I kept using the term rack focus, and the reason for that is on a video camera,
That's for
especially on some of these high-end video cameras, there's a rack. There's a literal
uh,
rack where the focus, they have little pins that you can put in there, or you use a marker, and then the videographer moves it forward to that rack point and then moves it back for those shots. Oh, Debo's here. Hey, Debo. How's
hello,
it
Devo.
going? You missed the whole slideshow, but you've seen Hooded One's builds, and now you can see Hooded One in the flesh. Here he is, Hans from the Netherlands. It's wild how it takes like way more time taking photos than it does to make the mock in half the time. Yeah, I guess that's
Uh,
true. And then here's a question
Mocking
for you.
takes more time.
Has Hooded
Generally.
One ever considered taking Lego photos or making a photo collection with his medium format cameras?
I thought about it, but it's tricky to do it on film. That's
Mm. And digital is much easier, especially when you can just edit out those trans pieces.
digital is always easy.
Hmm. Well, and you know, right from the very beginning with your Icarus build, you said you just used the monitor on your screen and took a photo. So you're essentially holding Icarus up with one of those trans pieces and taking
Yeah,
a
or
photo.
I believe I did make a little stand so that it would be fixed in front of the monitor, and then it's just take your phone and point,
Hmm. Right.
see what is the right angle. But
Well, I think we've learned a lot from you today about different techniques that you can use for photography of your Lego. And there's lots of other photographers out there that do other things too, but I think you have this style that
there's some amazing
people,
photographers out there that do
yeah,
Lego oriented stuff. So that's
right. And I think there's other people who've done photography challenges too. And maybe that's what we should do. We should do a photography challenge for
yeah.
a future challenge sometime on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And the
Well,
other thing I should mention is that when Hans comes into my streams, usually the 9 o'clock p.m. streams, it's early in the morning for him. So he says he likes to watch and start having breakfast right before he goes to work. So that's really great that you start the day with a little bit of the Brickanista Broadcast Network. So thank you. So
it's a
what's your
good
plan?
start of the day. So
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, wonderful. So what are your plans? Any other big plans now that you know, with COVID kind of lifting around the world? Are you
oh,
any other
like I
big
said
plans?
earlier, going to Denmark in September to the
Hmm.
Lego house. Hopefully meeting Tricky Bricks
Oh,
down.
I'm sure you'll meet them.
I
I mean,
think
you brought them those coral bricks. You sent them the
uh,
windmill. I'm pretty sure they're going to make time to see you. I'm sure of it. Are you going to Scareback as well?
maybe that's I don't know. Not
Hmm.
sure right now. So that's
Right. Well, you've often mentioned in the chat that you're an introvert too, so
yeah,
it
yeah.
might also be something. From what I hear, Scareback is, you know, all these Lego fans from around the world who are pretty hardcore fans that are out there.
Yeah. By the way, that Tricky Luck brick.
Mhm.
There was one photo in the slideshow where you've seen well a lot of them together.
Say that again. As far as
Uh, the
oh, you're talking about in your tricky. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the super snowflake baby.
the super snowflake
Okay. All right.
wall
So
is
here, let's show that one slide because I know Devo didn't get to see a lot of the slides, but we'll show this one because I think it goes back to the use of photography and also the choice of how you use your bricks too. So here, we'll share that one. Hold up. Okay. All right. This is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That back wall is all coral bricks, and most of them are the trick-look bricks. That's
right.
Only you see the back side and not the printed side.
You don't see the printed side, you just see the back. So you use these before you sent them over.
Yes.
So they were part of the walk.
A couple of days before I sent them to Tricky Bricks.
And it's all super snowflake baby, which was great. So that's awesome that you got inspired to create a superhero, super baby hero. Awesome. Well, cool. We do need another super baby collab. Oh, okay. Do you want to do another super baby collab for, well, we have Bricks by the Bay coming up. If people are going to send, and in fact, this is probably a good segue to talk about also the Mega Micropolis Metropolis multiverse as well. But there was a question from Havstuds Will Travel before we showed that. And he says, you build a lot of non-Lego brick sets, and do you have a favorite non-Lego brand?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I really like the LOZ figure, the LOZ figure, L-O-Z.
L-O-Z. Mm-hmm.
LOZ figures.
Right.
Those are the ones. The briquettes, like.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Those are the ones like the Empress. You had like an Empress and a Geisha, I think, and some others, right?
No, the Chinese Empress.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband, I believe it is. And I have also Monkey King and figure from it. I've made about 30 of them now.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
That's so much fun to build.
And I heard, at least from your postings, that they have such great printing on them. Right?
Yes, everything. Well, they do use some stickers, but very little. But most of it is printed, and it's absolutely great. And the funny thing is, I've built about 30 of them, and they're all different.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is built different, and
you get to learn some new techniques too.
Try to say that from briquettes. I like briquettes, but you always start with the same base.
Right. Well, I'm glad you said you like briquettes, because there are some people who you either love them or you hate them, right?
It's a bit of a 1970s building style. So.
Right. So it might be good if you're interested in another building technique style, LOZ lots are things that you might want to check out too. And Debo also mentions coral is a great color to manipulate with light. Yeah. Well, I've started to be a big fan of these trans orange pieces now. I'm going to be looking for all my trans orange pieces just so I can start taking photos of them. So going back to Brickaroo Bonsai, another super baby collab. Well, we did do one, which was Tricky Lug, and we did post it for BrickCon. There is a Tricky Lug album in Flickr.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if, are you talking about Brickaroo doing one in person? Because we are doing an in-person one that's sponsored actually by me, the Brickanista Broadcast Network, as well as PT McEwen and Max Braun. The three of us are doing something called the Mega Micropolis Metropolis Multiverse. Here, I'll put it in the chat. I know it's a lot to say, but I've actually made special bricks. Since you were talking about your 1x6 bricks, I'm got a printer working on the Mega Micropolis Metropolis Multiverse bricks. Let me see if I can.
For that.
Yeah, you can get a brick if you participate in this particular collab. So let me see if I can pull up the artwork, because I'm so excited because I've been taking this class in what do you call it? Illustrator. Yeah. All right. I'm going to see if I can open this. Okay. So let me see if I can share my screen now. And I was so excited because I took some inspiration from two other drawings I saw that weren't quite what I wanted. And can you see this?
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah. So this artwork is going to be on a red badge, a 1x8 badge. And if you contribute a 16 by 16 Micropolis build, then you can you will get one of these badges, the Mega Micropolis Metropolis Multiverse. So either a con or a challenge. Oh, okay, maybe a challenge. That might be something that we could do. Okay. But yeah, so this is something that the three of us were brainstorming about, and I said I'm sponsoring the badges, the 1x8 badges, and you don't actually have to be at the convention. You can create one of these and ship it to us ahead of time, and then put it into the collab. So Brick Jedi, thank you. Very cool design. Yeah, I'm so excited because I've only been learning this semester. I'm taking an online course, and there was one graphic I saw that had like the sun on the left, and it had windows in all of the buildings, and then I saw another one that had the skyline of San Francisco. So I kind of like melded the two together, but I hand drew all of those. Hand drawing digitally. So yeah, I was really excited about it. And of course I found a cool font to go with it. So yeah, so
not afraid that it will be too small. That
this would be too small? No, no. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
No, the image will be too small on the brick.
No, actually, this printer has done things for me even smaller, which has been shocking. Yeah, I had run for an office with a nonprofit, and I used the 1x8 bricks, and it said like vote for me for this particular office. And some of the font was so small, but he was able to get it so clear. So I really, really like this printer, and I've been using him. In fact, I'll just say who it is. It's Dan Keys with Promotech. I've used him before. He does really great work. The 1x8 brick is wicked. Okay, well, work on a 16 by 16 Micropolis. And so the standard here, I'll just talk about this from Twin Leg. So the Twin Leg standard is a Micropolis standard where you have bricks, and we'll have a special episode about this, but because I don't want to take up, it's like 11 o'clock for Hans right now, so I don't want him to be up too late. But I just want to mention, if you're going to Bricks by the Bay, so Bricks by the Bay, that's what the BBTB stands for. So Bricks by the Bay 2022, we're going to do the Mega Micropolis Metropolis Multiverse. And if you stick with the standard, and then you can build anything. Most of the time people build cities because that's what the standard says. But if you want to build anything in Marvel, if you want to build, and that's why we're calling it a multiverse, is that you can, do Disney, you want to do Hogwarts, you want to do something else. We can all put it in the city as long as you adhere to the standard. And we're also looking at possibly doing cloud cities for the first time, because usually when you see a Micropolis build, it's just a big city layout. And we're actually brainstorming about how we can put clouds in the city too. When is BBTB? It is June 23rd through the 26th. So Thursday through Sunday. The builders event starts Thursday, and then the public shows up on Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, I am working on the details. I'm hoping to put together a PowerPoint slide deck very similar to what they did for the bunkers. that they did at Bricks Cascade. So yeah, stay tuned. It'll be coming out real soon because we want to give people time to build and ship. And we also have somebody who's volunteered to accept the shipments over in the Santa Clara area. So Chris has I kind of said it would be nice to have somebody locally to be able to accept these. So he agreed to do that. Yeah, it's a big collaboration that we're very excited about. And I've got some bricks that are going to be over there at Bricks by the Bay. So once again, Hans, sorry, Hans, thank you again for being on the show. And I really appreciate all the things that you shared with us about photography and
nice.
just using things that are within your own space. And I was really glad to have you here. So thanks again.
Just look around the room. You have of the space you have. There's so much you can use for pictures, images.
Exactly. I mean, I'm now going to look at my monitor in a whole new way. Yeah. And if you are not following him already, follow Dutch Hooded One on Instagram. And please like and subscribe to the stream if you enjoyed this, if you're watching it now or if you're watching it later. Also, the Weekend Brick Limit, hashtag Weekend Brick Limit, is happening right now. So today is the 8th. So if you want to make a really quick build, 8-piece build, the theme this month is space. And you saw one of the ones that Hans did for May the 4th be with you, which was during the week, but it was a bonus day. And if you want to send me snail mail, this is my address. P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington, 98103. So thank you again, Hooded One. Really great to have you here. Thank you, chat, for being here too. Thank you, Vicarious Brickstress, Hefsteads Will Travel, Glenn Copeland, Brickaroo Bonsai, Debo, Brick Jedi. Anybody else? Alexander 23, Lena was here earlier too. Everybody who's been on this and been supporting the whole journey of the Brick and East Broadcast Network, and especially Hans, Hooded One. We got to see you in the flesh. So great. Thank you so much. And as they say on the Brick and East Broadcast Network, everybody, may the clutch be with you. Take care. See you. Bye.